we have Goldilocks and the Three Bears, retold and illustrated by Jan Brett. See if it reminds you of a story we recently read. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived together in a house of their own in the wood. One of them was a little, small, wee bear, and one was a middle-sized bear, and the other was a great, huge bear. And each had a bowl of porridge, a little bowl for the little bear, the little small wee bear, a middle-sized bowl for the middle-sized bear, and a great huge bowl for the great huge bear. And they each had a chair to sit in, a little chair for the little small wee bear, a middle-sized chair for the middle-sized bear, and a great huge chair for the great huge bear. And they each had a bed to sleep in, a little-sized bear for the little small wee bear, a middle-sized bed for the middle-sized bear, and a great huge bed for the great huge bear. One day after they had their porridge for breakfast and poured it into the porridge bowls, they walked out into the wood while the porridge was cooling. And while they were walking, a little girl named Goldilocks came to their house. First she looked in at the window, then she peeped in at the keyhole. Seeing no one was at home, she lifted the latch, and the door opened before her, and in she went. How pleased Goldilocks was when she saw the steaming porridge on the table. The sweet smell of the porridge, the roasting nuts, the honey and berries filled the room. It was so tempting that Goldilocks set about helping herself. First she tasted the porridge of the great huge bear, but it was too hot, and she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear, but it was too cold. Then she tried the porridge of the little small wee bear, and it was neither hot nor cold. It was just right. She liked it so much, she ate it up. Then Goldilocks sat down on the chair of the great huge bear. It was too hard for her. She sat down on the chair of the middle-sized bear. It was too soft for her. And she sat down on the chair of the little small wee bear, and the chair was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right. So Goldilocks seated herself in it, and there she sat, until the bottom of the chair gave way, and down she came. Plop! The chair broke. Then Goldilocks went upstairs to the bedroom in which the 3 bears slept. First she lay on the bed with the great big huge bear, which was too high at the head for her. Next she lay down on the middle-sized bear, but it was too high at the foot for her. Then she lay down on the bed of the little small wee bear, and was neither too high at the head nor foot, but just right, and she covered herself up comfortably and fell asleep. By the time the 3 bears thought their porridge would be cool enough to eat, they returned home for breakfast. Now Goldilocks had left the spoon of the great huge bear standing in the porridge. "Someone's been eating my porridge," said the great huge bear in his great rough, gruff voice. And the middle-sized boy looked at hers, and she saw the spoon was standing in it too. "Someone's been at my porridge," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. And then the little small wee bear looked at his bowl, and the spoon was in the porridge bowl, but the porridge was gone. "Someone's been in my porridge, and they ate it all up." Upon this, the 3 bears, seeing that someone had entered their house and eaten up small wee bear's breakfast, began to look about. Now Goldilocks had not put the hard cushion straight when she rose from the chair of the great huge bear. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," said the great huge bear in a great huge rough voice. Goldilocks had crumpled the soft cushion of the middle-sized bear. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. And you know what Goldilocks had done to the 3rd chair? "Someone's been sitting in my chair," and they broke it. Then the 3 bears thought it necessary they should go further search, so they went upstairs to their bedroom. Now Goldilocks had pulled the pillow off the great huge bear out of place. "Someone's been lying in my bed," said the great huge bear in a great rough, gruff voice. And Goldilocks had pulled the cover off the middle-sized bear out of place. "Someone's been lying in my bed," said the middle-sized bear in her middle-sized voice. Then the little small wee bear came to look at the bed, and there was Goldilocks sleeping peacefully, her long shiny braids spread across the pillow. The little small wee bear was staring at her for a moment and didn't say anything, but then he cried, "Someone's been lying in my bed, and there she is." Goldilocks had heard in her sleep the great rough, gruff voice of the great huge bear and the middle-sized voice of the middle-sized bear, but it was only as she had heard someone speaking in a dream. But when she heard the little small wee voice of the little small wee bear, it was so sharp and so shrill and so like her own that she woke up at once. she started, and when she saw the three bears at one end of the side of the bed, she tumbled herself off the other and ran out the window. But Goldilocks jumped and ran as fast as she could, as fast as she could run, not looking back until she was far away. And what happened to Goldilocks afterwards? No one can tell, but the three bears never saw more of her again. I hope you liked Goldilocks and the Three Bears, retold by Jan Brett. Have a good day.